Hi there, Helen. Okay, so there's a little bit of formality which the EasyLink people wanted to put in. So they have just told something really nice. I would like to thank them for having a really nice intro. And yes, meanwhile you can just go through maybe at the end of the lecture. And just to give you guys a quick understanding as of to what we are going to do today, so it will be an entire recap of your A2. So I understand you guys were planning to do the exam in May June 2019, sorry 20, my bad. And due to the pandemic, you guys will be postponing to do your exams in October November. So I see you guys will face a couple of issues when it comes to doing an exam. So let's have a quick look at it, how we will work on the upcoming classes and so forth. Thereon we will be able to move forward. All right. Yes, meanwhile, while we start off with the classes, you guys can message up your friends and maybe ask them to join. We won't be waiting very long until the rest of the crew join in. But then let's proceed. So guys, I'll just get rid away with my video. Yeah, so things will be, so you will have an entire full screen viewing with slides, so which will make things much more easier. All right. Okay, we are good to go. So your syllabus code Cambridge A2 is written right away. And yes, so what will this revision focus on? All right, so I want you guys to focus really well on this. Very few areas will be covered in this lecture. And don't worry, the lecture slides will be shared with you guys. All right. And yes, so these are some of the key areas what we will focus on today. Yeah. Number one, it will improve your writing skills. Yeah, have you guys heard your teacher telling out something? Maybe you have the knowledge but then you're not writing in properly. Yeah, maybe you also have the same issue. When you go and write down an answer, you might remember, okay, I know everything, even I know the theory, I know how this comes, but then why am I not getting my scores up? This is the reason, guys. Your writing style, that matters a lot. Your writing style matters big time, guys. Yeah, how you write, the way you write and so forth. Don't worry, we will fix that up for you today. Yes, so that you guys get some understanding as of to how do you write an answer. I think you guys are already aware of some techniques and so forth. I will be repeating it so that you guys will be able to recall it. All right. Next, we are going to look into the examiner requirements. Yes, what do you mean by examiner requirements? Examiner do use some words, guys. He uses the word analyze, discuss, explain, recommend, and so forth. We will be able to understand those words. Yeah, we'll be able to understand what the examiner wants from you. Very simple, no, guys? Yeah. Imagine, guys, if you want to, I think the rest of the entire crowd over here is female, right? Yes. All right. So, guys, imagine you want to, for example, take it in a company perspective. Yeah. Let's take an example, Milo. Milo, if they want to identify what customers want, so what do they want? They want chocolate malted drink which is affordable to the Sri Lankans. So if they identify exactly what these people want, they should be able to cater to it. They should be able to cater to it. Imagine we don't want a chocolate malted drink. We don't want a chocolate malted drink. Then Nestle should never do it, guys. Same way goes with the examiner as well. So you should identify the exact requirements what the examiner wants. So if you are able to satisfy the requirements of the examiner, you will be good to go. All right, don't worry, we'll be looking this into an entire depth, how we analyze, discuss, explain, and recommend the answer. We have good time to go until October, November, and so forth. We sure will be able to develop your skills. All right. And then structuring out your answer, you might have some problems with regard to structuring your answer. Yeah. Maybe you might not write a very good recommendation. You might not analyze the context very well, or maybe your introduction will not be a bang. Yes, don't worry, we will try to fix that out as well. All right, because most of the answers, guys, you get a lot of theory, good application coming in, but you don't get a very good structure. Examiner will not feel that this guy does not have a flow. Certainly some recommendation will cross your mind. You will put that in the middle of the answer, which is not recommended by the answer or examiner to do so. You might put it in a definition at the latter part because you remembered it. No, that's wrong. That's wrong, guys. That should be rectified a little bit. Get it? So we will be looking into that areas as well, so you guys should be able to catch up with. All right. And yes, guys, so this is a little bit of an example of what the examiner wants. So what the Suddha want, we should be able to identify. If we're able to identify what the Suddha want, then Suddha will be really happy about it. Yeah. So do you see these words, guys? There are a couple of words. Yeah. Do you see the word knowledge, application, analysis, evaluation? Yes. Do you see a lot of words? When writing an answer, guys, you guys are really good. No, you guys are really good at writing theory, guys. Ask you a definition. Yeah, what is outsourcing? Yeah, what is the definition of this, that, and so forth? You guys are really good. Why? You remember because you tend to study, guys. When you tend to study, obviously you remember. So you guys are really good at the knowledge aspect. Get it? Yes, that is good. You guys are good. Application, okay. Most of the students are okay with it. They're not really good at it. They are okay with it. Analysis is also okay, but most of the students do fail in evaluation. Do fail in evaluation. So can you look at all of these marking schemes? You are able to identify that all four of these marking schemes do have knowledge marks of 2, application marks. They also do have a marks for analysis, and finally they do have marks for evaluation. All right. So what we will focus today is we'll be focusing on application. So can you take a quick 1 minute and quick go through this? So this is a typical marking scheme, how a marking scheme will look like. Yeah, the Suddha will have your paper on your right hand or maybe on your left hand, and he will have a red pen. Along with this, he will have this piece of script which will allow him to mark. So just take a quick look at this, take about maybe 30 seconds. So Helen, I want you to utilize this platform, the chat feature on this platform. So I want you to, interact a little bit in class. Yes. So are you done with the reading? Can we go ahead? Yes would do. Yes, Helen, can we go ahead? All right. All right. Okay. So guys, let's have a quick look at When do you need to evaluate your answer? You guys might have a big question, guys. I use the word evaluate, yeah. A lot of times I use the word evaluate, guys. Yes, when you look into a previous slide, guys, evaluation marks do contain a major proportionate of your answer. So the weightage is really high when you evaluate the answer. Yes. Question over here, you do see 6 marks, here you do see 4 marks, here you see 6 marks, here you see again 4 marks. All right. So you see, guys, here a lot. You need to work on it really well, guys. All right. Don't worry. We will be looking into how we understand the marking scheme as well. So which will make you guys easy to do a self study as well. All right. Okay, so the problem, when do you need to evaluate an answer? You guys do know evaluate. Do we need to evaluate to every answer? 2 mark answer, 10 mark answer, 12, 15, 20? When do we need to evaluate? Don't worry, here you go. Whenever the examiner asks you to discuss a question, yeah, whenever he asks you to discuss a question, whenever he asks you to evaluate, whenever he asks you to recommend, assess, justify, and so forth. So these are some of the keywords. Whenever the examiner asks you to ask these command words, guys, you should evaluate your answer. All right, we look into what is evaluation and so forth. Example number one. Yes, how do you get your evaluation marks? Yes, in the previous slides we looked into evaluation marks 4, 6, 6, 4, and 4. Yes, how do we crack the game, guys? 4 marks, how do we crack in the 4 marks? Let's look at it. Identify limitations or inconsistency in the data or in the case study. Evaluation point may be at the latter part of your answer. You should be able to find some limitations, guys. What do you mean by limitations? Maybe you could conclude your answer saying, um, the data gathered in this case study was through a secondary market research. What is the secondary market research? This is second hand data, not primary data, not first hand data. This is not real time data. This was a data gathered previously. This was data gathered previously. So data might be not up to date. Example number one. Yes, data will not be up to date. Number two, the data which you gathered may contain unnecessary details. Yes, because it was not carried for the purpose of this research, it was carried for another purpose, whereas you're also using it for your business research. So you won't get a lot of real-time data and accurate data and so forth. So you should highlight this part in your answer, guys. You should say either you should just find out some limitation, guys. The case study itself will have, so you got to read through your case study really well. Number two, give recommendation with justification. Whenever they ask you to evaluate, when the evaluation marks comes into the picture, guys, sometimes in case studies, guys, the recommendation will be given. Yes, the recommendation itself will be given in the case study, guys, which you guys might find it difficult to find it out. So guys, once you find out the recommendation, yes, you can include it, guys. It is concluded as a recommendation. Please note, guys, you are not allowed to quote it directly, copy it directly. That will not get you anywhere, guys, but rather you should maybe paraphrase it a little bit, turn it around a little bit, add a couple of words. All right, that will get you a mark or two depending on the question. All right. Yes, if they ask you to evaluate the importance of data in the appendix, you guys are aware of what an appendix is? Yes, I think most of you guys are aware what an appendix is. This is called an appendix, guys. All right. You should you should point out any missing data or information in the case study. Example, guys, when you look at this, do you find anything? Do you spot anything, guys? Do you spot anything? Anything which is not given here, what you feel should include? Yes, imagine they are moving into another country, guys. They are moving into another country. If they are moving into another country, these economic indicators might not be enough. Example, maybe, okay, let's take a very practical example, guys. Have you guys heard of this company called Dyson? Anyone? Dyson, Aarati, you know that? No, Dyson? Okay. Let me show you guys. This is what you call Dyson, guys, and this is Sir James Dyson. He is the owner. So he came up with this SUV type vehicle, guys, which is 100% based on electric and hybrid. So it uses very little or less or even no fuel. Fuel in the sense you don't have to pump up petrol or diesel or whatever. So this guy came with it. Just read, guys. I have given you the link. Yes. So the reason why he started to enter the motor car industry is because of his competitive advantage. Yes. He was really good at building motors, guys. Have you guys heard of it? He's a very famous dude, guys, listed on Forbes and so forth. Yeah. Have you guys may dekha lo tino yeah? Bladeless fan. Congratulations. You just got to know the owner of Bladeless fan. So he's the guy who came up with it. Yes, he came up with many inventions, guys. I think under his name, I think somewhere around 50 patents have been registered, guys. He came up with a lot of invention. And there is one more thing which will excite you guys. Aarati, you know the wheel brake. Yes, the Basune uses wheelbarrow. This is the guy who came up with it, guys. He's the guy who came up with wheelbarrow. Very simple concept. He came up with a lot of stuff, guys. Another example would be this guy James Dyson. Yes, he came up with a vacuum cleaner. He's the guy who invented the vacuum cleaner, guys. Yes, you heard me right. He invented the vacuum cleaner. So there are a lot of inventions about him. Just try to Google and find out, guys. Very interesting. He does have his own university, guys, where he tend to groom up students, and it's totally free. He should just sign up an agreement saying, look here, you should once you're done with your education, you should work for me. Get it? So he will groom you, he will train you, he will provide you with sufficient knowledge, but end of the day you should contribute to Dyson. All right. So these are some more interesting things about this guy called James Dyson. So when he was planning to come up with this car, guys, he was planning to venture into another country. He was planning to venture into Singapore. So the reason why he wanted to venture into Singapore is, number one, Singapore has one of the largest ports. Yes, and Singapore was close to China, whereas his market was China, guys. He wanted to sell this off to China. China has a wider market. Yes, along with that, he will be able to cater to the Asian region as well. Singapore being a hub, Singapore has a have better technology. Singapore's literacy rate is far better compared to other Asian countries. Yes, and Singapore do promote a lot of startup activity. It's very easy, guys, to enter into venture into Singapore because there are very less formalities in Singapore, guys. So these are a couple of reasons why this guy called Dyson plan to venture into. So, guys, when he is venturing into a, a country, he should consider a couple of factors. Yes. So, going back to it, these factors are not sufficient. So when you're writing an evaluation point, guys, a point which you can emphasize is uh, due to unavailability of data such as economic growth figures, the venturing of Dyson's new project into Singapore will be pretty hard. Yes, due to insufficient data, you're not able to check whether it's worthwhile investing into Singapore. All right. So guys, that's about how you miss out, how you pinpoint a missing data and evaluate it. Once you evaluate this, guys, obviously you will be able to get a couple of marks. This is another point. Moving forward, guys, yes, James Dyson, you just heard a little bit about James Dyson, pretty interesting guy. Next, pointing out inaccuracy of data. For example, the cash flow will be inaccurate due to changes in the market, due to the ever-changing market, guys. Yes, you won't be able to forecast right. You won't be able to forecast right. So as an evaluation point, you can critically evaluate saying the forecasted data, the reliability of the data provided will not be sufficient, is not reliable. So therefore decisions cannot be made. So you see, now you're critically evaluating the scenario, guys. Critical evaluation. All right. Another point, guys, writing the limitations of the techniques used in the case study. So another way of evaluating is, guys, writing a limitation. Writing a limitation. There might be different techniques used, guys. For example, when you're venturing into another country, guys, having a pestle analysis, having a SWOT analysis and a Porter's 5 force analysis will not be sufficient. Having a Porter's, SWOT and so forth. So you see, guys, this is appendix B in a paper 3. This was directly taken from a past paper. When they're venturing, they have only given this type of data. But however, some data is not available. For example, guys, culture, the data of nationalistic culture is not available. Therefore, reasonable assessment cannot be made. Get it? So for example, guys, take Sri Lanka, guys. Yes, we had the Nissan Leaf, an amazing product, but then, guys, it was not successful. Now, yes, people did buy it, guys. It excited people, but then in the long run, people did not use it much. Yeah. So here, guys, they haven't done a proper analysis of the culture in Sri Lanka. They have not done a proper evaluation of culture in Sri Lanka. Whereas when you look into another product such as Tata Nano, guys, this was a super hit product in Sri Lanka. Yeah. Every household was able to afford this. Yes. So you see, guys, some factors when you're venturing into another country, these data. Now, the reason I took these examples is, guys, just to prove you that the given data is not sufficient. The given data is not sufficient to make some reasons to analyze the case. The relevant information is not sufficient. All right. So the examiner should include a couple of other data such as culture. Culture is very important in the context of venturing. If the product you're going to sell does not resonate with the culture, then there is no point selling it, guys. Now when you look at a Nissan Leaf, guys, it was not economically feasible for even a small household. I think it cost more than 4 million, guys. Now I think even it's valued at more than 5. But whereas when you take a nano vehicle, Tata Nano, yes, Sri Lankan context, it will cost you a brand new vehicle, will cost you somewhere. It started somewhere around 9, 13, and so forth. Now it's somewhere around 18. Well, it did last for some time, guys. Yes. So when you're venturing, you need more information to be included. All right. Next, while evaluating, distinguishing is very important. All right, you should know how to distinguish. You should talk about the short term impact and the long term impact, guys. For example, guys, when you look into something like Sri Lanka, guys, you guys I think so, Akbar brothers, yes, Akbar brothers, yes, they did donate a huge amount to the COVID-19. Yeah. So what happens is, guys, these people did not think about the long term and short term aspect of it, whether COVID-19 will be there for very long. Yeah, whether COVID-19 will be there for very long, or whether COVID-19 will be finishing off quickly. Whereas some of the challenges which they might face is, guys, ate salline. Yeah, ate salline. Obviously they'll be able to tell why they have invested, they have they have donated 50 million for COVID-19. So guys, you will be able to use this point as an evaluation point. As they did this, they might have issues in the long term. Number one, they won't be able to pay up the employees because revenue generated in this pandemic is pretty low or null. All right. And maybe in the short run, it will impact them in the short run as well. If they know, if the rest of the country knows that these people have donated 50 million, even some other small communities will request them. This is a major drawback of CSR, guys. This is a major drawback of CSR. The moment you do a CSR activity, next time they would expect you to do beyond that, or at least to the same level. The moment you do something below, they will feel really uncomfortable, guys. This is a major shortfall in the context of CSR. All right. Next is, guys, considering the risk of the option and starting, why it's high and why it's low. So you should look into some of the factors, guys, such as the risk. Why is it so high? Why is it so low? All right. If you're venturing into another country, maybe take for example Dyson. If you're venturing into Dyson, guys, obviously the risk is very high. Yes. For example, one risk of Dyson venturing into Singapore is none of the car manufacturers are in Singapore over the decades. I think somewhere in the late 90s or the mid 90s, they did have a car manufacturer. I think it should be Ford, guys. I cannot remember much. Yes, they did have a couple of they just had one manufacturer, guys. They just had one manufacturer. So you should be able to consider the risk, guys. Yes, these are the risk, because previously they never had a car manufacturer in Singapore. Therefore, Dyson moving into Singapore will not benefit them. Dyson moving into Singapore will not benefit them. Get it? So you should look into the risk factor. This risk factor will get you the evaluation marks of 4 to 6. All right. Next point when you're writing an answer is you should highlight the opportunity cost of the option. What do you mean by opportunity cost? You might have about two options, guys. Either we should go with option A or we should go with option B. You should highlight the opportunity cost. What is the opportunity cost? Opportunity cost refers to the next best alternative, foregone. All right. So highlighting the opportunity cost will get you an evaluation marks. All right. Uh, yes. So what is opportunity cost? Say that you go with one or the other one. All right. And next, guys, you need to identify relevant data in the table, graph, or case study. Yes, you need to find irrelevant data. For example, guys, when you're venturing into another country, the proportionate of income tax revenue collected. ඒක වැඩක් නෑනේ අපිට. We are going to manufacture cars. We are going to sell cars. I don't care. I don't care how much of income tax revenue is collected by the government. ඒක අදාළ නෑ මට. So you see, you identifying this point, you can say the examiner that some information which are presented in table 2, some information which are presented in data 2 was not useful enough to make relevant recommendation. Now that is, you are questioning the examiner. You can't, question the examiner in a very serious matter. In a very serious way, you cannot question, why the hell are you putting this? You do that, then your results will go for a 6, guys. It will go for a 6. So guys, you should tell it in a very convincing way. You should relate it to the examiner in a very convincing way. All right, that the data which is present over here is not appealing for the decision makers. All right. Next is, guys, I will talk about how you impress the examiner. Yes, how do you impress the Suddhas, guys? So there are a couple of ways on how you can impress the Suddhas. Let's look into it. When you're evaluating, an answer, you should look into the word however. Try to use the word however. Yes, venturing into Singapore will benefit James Dyson in manufacturing a car because the taxation on startups is really low. But however, now I'm using the word however, but however, venturing into Singapore, Dyson's labor cost will skyrocket. Now you use the word however and you try to critically evaluate. That will get you your evaluation marks. Get it? So this is another way to impress the examiner, guys. You have to use the word however. Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to look into some of the areas. Why do students lose marks on evaluation? Why don't most of the students get marks on evaluation? Number one point, what you should notice, guys, evaluation without application to a case will get you 0 marks. Evaluation without application to a case will give you 0 marks. This is not something which I said, but rather this is what the University of Cambridge said, guys, in the marking schemes. Examiner report. I will share this examiner report and a question paper what we are going to discuss today. Please note this is said by the examiner. Evaluation without application. If you don't apply to the case, you cannot give a random evaluation, guys. You don't need to give them a cut through evaluation of something else, no, guys. So you should relate it to the case every time. Use a lot of application. Use the company name always. Relate it a little bit. Okay. I suggest you to use application. Use the company's name wherever possible and do relate. That is your evaluate. That is your application to the case, guys. Use some of the words said by the examiner in the case for your answers. That will get you good marks. And then, guys, no marks, as I said previously, no marks will be granted to the students who copy and paste a particular sentence or line. Imagine you copy paste a particular sentence. Hell no, you are not going to get marks. All right. Never ever 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 refer to example outside the context. Okay, this is how Tesla does, therefore this particular company should do. This is how Google does, so therefore this is how this company do. This is how No Limit does. No Limit taker they go under done. They don't even know what is No Limit. No Limit, what the hell is No Limit? I don't know. This is how Dhammika Perera. Dhammika Perera, who the hell is he? I don't know. This is how Dhammika Perera does. So therefore you should do the same. This is how Bill Gates does. Yes, they do know Bill Gates, but they don't care. They don't care. Very simple. They don't need to know other examples, how this particular company did, then you need to do this. This is the way you need to do. That does not matter. So never use example outside the case context. All right. And then that's it for today's command word, guys. Now we will be taking a look at one of an example. All right. So let's do a quick brush up on this paper, May June 2015, paper 32. All right. So I will share this paper on the WhatsApp group now so that you guys will be able to go through it. All right. Okay, so guys, I have shared it in your WhatsApp group, guys. So kindly check your WhatsApp. Kindly check your WhatsApp, guys. Just take a quick 1 minute and go through, guys. I know you guys will be really excited viewing and marking scheme, examiner report, and the paper. So I want you to take a quick 1 minute and just brush up through, guys. Get to know the company name, just the name. Just go through the marking scheme. Understand how a marking scheme is. Understand how an examiner report. What does the examiner say? All right, guys. Okay, I think you guys just went through the question paper. Yes. Okay, so question number one, analyze the benefits and limitation to MF. Guys, MF is the people who are not aware. Let's go back to the case again, all right? Of the level of dedication to a farm manager. Now the marks for this is 10, guys. Let's look into how we can get these 10 marks. The entire 10 marks, how can this be accumulated? All right. So how the 10 marks works is, guys, 3 marks for your knowledge. You should give a solid definition, guys. A solid definition about delegation. Give a benefit of delegation and give a drawback. Now this is just knowledge, guys. You don't need to relate it to MF. It's just pure theory. You just have to tell the examiner, look here, Suddha, I have knowledge. I have knowledge. I know my theory. I can get my theory right. Yes, this will get you that 3 marks. And then comes the application to the case about delegation. That will give you another 3 marks. You give an application about the case, they might say something about delegation. It's up to you to find it out, guys. Don't worry, I will tell you how do you find it out, which portion to search, how do you underline when you're reading a case. We will look into it. And then give a benefit, guys. You do find application, try to relate that application into your theory. Yes, imagine. Okay, we'll look at it, don't worry. And then comes your analysis part, which will give you 4 marks. So altogether 4 plus 3 plus 3 will give you good 10 marks. Yeah. Relate the case, relate to the case about some drawbacks or benefit. Further analysis or discussion, that will give you your additional 4 marks. So, so these are the ways on how you can get your 10 marks. Most of the students find it really hard. I'll write a lot. Why don't I get marks? This is how you need to break down your answer structure. This is how you need to break down. You give a definition that will give you a knowledge, 3 marks. You give a sufficient application, another 3 marks. Then you relate it to the case, guys. The moment you relate it to the case, that will give you good 4 marks. All right. So let's understand this factor. What do you mean by knowledge 3 marks? So this is how the examiner talks, guys. 1 or 2 marks will give for some knowledge. If you have some knowledge about dedication, the Suddha will give you 1 or 2 marks. But if you need to acquire 3 marks, you need to give good knowledge, guys. Very good knowledge. You need to impress the examiner. Say the Suddha, look here, give it a bang, guys. Give it a bang. Tell the Suddha that you know a lot about delegation. I am the king. I know everything about delegation. This is the point where you should emphasize on. Yeah. Give a benefit, give a drawback of delegation, and please note, only theory here, only theory is required. So whatever you store it in your brain, you simply have to vomit it out now. All right. And once we're done with the paper, guys, I will tell you how easily you can get 20%, 15 to 20% of your answer through just vomiting out the theory. All right. Yes, application. So before that, guys, let's have a little look at the case study. Yeah. Let's have a sneak peek to the case study, guys. Yeah, let's move to the case study. Yes, I hope you guys are able to view the case study. So this is a paper 3 2015 May June. Mela Farms MF. Robert is the chief executive of Mela Farms. Members of his family have a senior management position within this private limited company. So you see, guys, there is an entire There's an entire case study about this farm, guys. You should read each and every line. Underline the important areas. How you underline the important areas? The company owns 30 farms. Do underline it. Yes, guys, you're paying for the paper. So scribble on it, write on it. Don't use a pencil. Use whatever you want. They will not look into your insert paper. They don't really care. What they want is your answers. Remember, guys, they are all employees for Cambridge. They get paid on the number of units, the number of papers they mark. They don't have time. Anna may this have this fellow put in lot of effort, have this fellow highlighted, underlined it, and so forth. They don't even care about it. They only look into the paper they are given, guys. They will have their own targets, no, guys. Davasata mechara papers markerla mechara kambukaranno. They will have their car targets, guys. They won't go into, looking into sympathy and do so forth. What they will do is tagala patapatagala they will mark. Why? The more papers they mark, the more money they get it. Because, guys, Cambridge needs to publish the exams really quickly, these are what initiatives they take. So this is really important. Then look into their products. That is another part. There is an outsourcing factor, guys. Yes, which you need to look into. Yes, this is very important, guys. Now, guys, when this is a very important point, guys. Whenever they give you something called the mission statement, the vision. Now, this is a point where you can relate to in every answer, in evaluation point. What you can say is, if there is a drawback, you can say maybe due to this factor, they were not able to cope up with their mission statement. Or maybe if they're doing something in a positive way, you can use this as an evaluation point. Say that, therefore, hence, by doing this, Robert was able to consider the interest of the stakeholders. They were able to consider the interest of the stakeholders. Now, this is how you relate it to the case, guys. This is hardcore application. Imagine, guys, they always consider the interest of the stakeholders. Stakeholders are the people who you are interested in. Yeah. So, guys, if they consider all stakeholders, yes, they say stakeholders are important than profit. We will look into this sentence later on, guys. I will tell you how you use this and evaluate an answer. Yeah, how do you get that evaluation marks? By simply putting in this piece. All right, so they are planning on outsourcing it. Yes, so there are a couple of information on outsourcing it. A little bit of numbers are there, so you can expect a tiny calculation. Output, okay. Labor cost, okay. Yes. Depreciation, okay. We are hearing some new financial terminologies, okay, so I can expect some questions on that. Okay, increasing the product portfolio. All right, so, guys, when you hear the word increasing product portfolio, just recall that they are going to outsource. So do put an arrow and link it up, guys, which is very important. Yes, option to buy another farm. Okay, now through these topics, guys, you're able to understand that company is performing really well. They are planning into further expansions. There is a lot of cash held up in the business. Yes, get it? So this is the type of impression you should create to the examiner, that you understood the case really well. All right. Then they're talking a little bit about their employees. Okay, a little bit of something called recruited, external recruitment is there. All right. 30 farm managers work for the last 5 years. Okay, now this point is very important, guys. This shows how much of loyalty the employees are. Work more than 5 years, that is a pretty long time. They are loyal. They are motivated, they are driven, they are satisfied with whatever they have. Yeah. Yes, then that's a little bit. Then okay, Robert's faith in delegation. Okay, they talk a little bit about delegation. Okay, and here you go. You have a couple of drawbacks. Yes, they read a newspaper article claiming MA farm workers are not paid minimum wage. All right, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, they do have some issues with the government and health safety officers. All right, they do have. Next is they're planning for an expansion that is very probable. Yes, their company is performing really well. They're planning into expansion, outsourcing, a couple of words. So when they're outsourcing, they need to look into a couple of other factors. Yes, GDP, inflation. All right. They do have a financial forecast. All right. Okay, so let's look into the questions, guys, a little bit. Analyze the benefits and limitations of the level of delegation. And we did remember a word called delegation. Capacity utilization. This is your bonus mark, guys. Free 2 marks. Free 4 marks, guys. These are free marks, guys. You should know how to get hold of these free marks. All right. Using the result. So, guys, based on A, it's a follow-up question based on A. And do remember, guys, you might get your capacity utilization wrong. You might get your net profit margin, gross profit margin wrong, gearing wrong. Don't worry, guys. If your part A is wrong, but your B analysis is interpreted based on A, if your interpretation is based on A and if it's right, guys, you will be able to get the 12 marks. All right. Yes, next is okay, a little bit of marketing plan. Okay. Yes, I think we remember a little bit in the case. One of their family members, something to do with their marketing. Yes, I think we remember when we read the case. Uh, Delivery, outsourcing, decisions. All right. Use of the employees, recruitment, their condition. All right, they did mention something about the marketing plan. It is done by some of their family members. We understood in the case that most of the decisions, the big decisions are done by the senior management team. All right. So we have a little bit of marketing plan. Assume ABC firms are purchased. Okay, they are going on an acquisition. Information, calculate net profit margin. Easy 2 to 3 marks, guys. Easy marks. Briefly assess one way which MF net profit margin can be increased. Another 4 marks, guys. This is just theory, guys. You can vomit out theory and capture marks. Discuss the problem that might experience. All right, this is a little interesting point which we need to look into. All right. Okay, now this is where most of the students don't get it right, guys. Should they always, now the word discuss, you need to know how to write an answer on discuss. How do you get that 14 marks? Don't worry, we will look into it. All right. Okay, then you move into your section B. You won't be able to score 20 out of 20 even if your answer is really perfect. Examiner will never give you 20. Yeah, your examiner will never give you 20, so maybe it will end up with somewhere around 18, or maybe you'll end up with 19, 17. So you should be able to score full marks in your section A. Section B you might not be able to get, so because we are aiming for 100 guys, when we're aiming for 100 we should ensure we are perfect. Yeah. All right, so that's a little bit of brush up on the paper. Now guys, let's get back. We know a little bit about the case. I think you guys have read the case. I gave a couple of minutes to read the case and so forth. Yes. Now let's move back. Yes. So gave a solid definition on delegation. Yes. Delegation. We did give a very good definition on delegation. Yes. So what you need to write it, guys, I will just give you a sample answer. You need to write down delegation is the process where the authority and the responsibility of performing a task is transferred to the subordinate. Transferred to the subordinate, very important. Transferred to the subordinate by the superior. Transferred to the subordinate. If you stop there, guys, you will get 1 marks. Yeah. Now when you continue writing this, you will get your 2 marks. Transferred to the subordinate by the superior, but however the final accountability stays with the superior. Now that will get you your 1 mark fully, or maybe 1.5. All right, because you're showing the examiner that you know a little bit of delegation, what delegation is, and with whom the final accountability stays with. All right. And then now you had to give a benefit and a drawback, guys. Yeah. You need to give a benefit and a drawback. Benefit of delegation. When you delegate, guys, when you delegate, will you be able to focus on some of the co-activities of the business? Yes. For example, guys, when you look at MF, guys, purchase of furniture, when you delegate these purchases to the procurement department, when you delegate these things, guys, obviously Robert will be able to focus on other strategic operations of the business. It can be at business strategy formulation, a marketing plan, or purchase of new factory. So he will have enough and more time to focus on the other factors. Along with that, you should be able to give a drawback as well. All right. So that will give you your 3 marks. Now comes the application. Now you have to give application about delegation, guys. Yes. When you read this word, yes, Robert trusts his farm managers to take most of the key decisions about their farm themselves. Now, guys, now this is delegation. Now this is delegation, guys. Now this is application. This is how you relate it to the case. Now you're applying it to the case. You're finding where delegation is said in the case study. Yes. You have to talk about, guys, the 5-year experience. Most of the employees climb the ladder through experience, through the number of years they are present in the company. But a few have been externally recruited, whereas external recruitment is not very common in the organization. So we know a little bit about recruitment, how employees are recruited in the organization. Now when you give this application, guys, that will grant you a mark. All right. Next, now you need to give the benefits relating to the case, guys. Yes. Now you see, guys, Robert's faith in delegation seemed to be very well rewarded. Output level from most farms increase each year. All right. Now we need to understand this. Yes. When people are delegated, they tend to be motivated, guys. Yes. Why? They will feel important in the organization. When they feel important in the organization, obviously this will drive company sales. Yes. And when they are motivated, guys, when they are satisfied, when they do in favorable with the company, they will never leave a company, guys. Imagine you're given a good salary, good allowance, good bonuses. Yes, guys, they do. Just read the case. There is a line which states that they are paid on a particular reward scheme. So you can relate that as well. Okay. So just so if I'm writing an answer, I will tell you how it will work out, guys. All right. So you could say, yeah, start off with the application, guys. Say that MF has 30 farm managers, and Robert has delegated to them most of the decisions, except one or two decisions are made by Robert. The case itself says, guys, some of the recruitments are done by Robert, and key decision whether to take over or not is also done by Robert. These managers have 5 years experience, which means they have the knowledge and experience to take decisions. They have the knowledge and experience to take decisions on their own. Therefore, they will be able to take good decisions. Now, the 5 year experience, that is a lot of experience in the company, guys. With this experience, guys, they will be able to take right decisions. That's the reason why Robert delegated the decisions. Also, delegating decision making has motivated these managers. Now you are giving a little bit of benefit. Applying to the case, now you are giving a little bit of benefit. The productivity of the firm has increased, and very few managers have left. Yes. Another reason why our employees leave an organization, if the employees is not if the company is not performing really well. If the company is not performing really well, guys, obviously they will leave, no, guys. Yes. So this proves that company is performing really well. When productivity increases, the average cost of production, now you're talking a little bit of numbers. You do you guys remember when we are reading the case, we saw a lot of numbers. Now we should relate this to the case as well. The average cost of production will fall, which will make MF more competitive. Then you need to talk about another benefit as well. Since managers are not leaving, the cost of recruitment and training will also come down. Hence, moreover, MF has a good reputation of managing its farm managers. All right, now this is a little bit of assumption, guys. All right, this is how you are able to get the 3 marks. What you can do is you can include maybe one more point, guys. Maybe what you can say is yes, try to relate it to the 30, guys. Remember we discussed a little bit of 30. Yes, 30 managers are there. Can we relate that? So you could say these 30 farms are in different parts of the country. Yes, different parts of the country. So whether the climate can be changing. So Robert cannot physically go to every part of the country, no, guys. Cannot go to every part of the country, decide whether the weather is right. Should we plant off the seeds? Yes. So this is another example of delegation. Yes, can we look at this, guys? Robert insists on managers decide the best time to plant. So you see now there is a good proven evidence of delegation. So this is another benefit. The employees, when a decision is being delegated, employees will know the ground situation. They will know what is right. So therefore company's decision will be very effective. When they plant at the right time, guys, when they plant at the right times, the output will be far better. All right. So this is a little bit of another benefit which you can include. So guys, we achieved knowledge, 3 mark achieved. Application, we applied it to the case. We gave a little bit of benefit and drawback. Yeah. Now we are going to look into the analysis. How do we get that 4 marks, which you guys are not really good at? All right. All right. Here I have given guys the maize seeds. Analysis. How do we get the 4 marks? Now I'm trying to make it really simple so you guys can understand. Now you need to talk about the drawback. You need to analyze, guys. Analyze. Yes, look into it. Talk about the minimum wage. Remember there was an issue. Minimum pay wage is not being paid to the employees. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that. Okay. Maybe talk about 5-6 lines. Relate the story. Yeah. So okay, let's look into that. So what you can say is, guys, you can say, however, some wrong decisions have been taken by the farm managers. Some farm managers have not been paid the minimum wage. Now we are relating it to the case, guys. Yeah. They have gone against the minimum wage act. So now that's another point, guys. They have gone against the minimum wage act, and they will have to pay a heavy fine to the government, or maybe compensation to the employees. Thus, this will result in loss of reputation. Yes. Imagine this information leaks to the press, guys. Done, guys. Gone for a 6 MF. Yeah. So guys, along with this, they are not in line with the mission statement as well. Mission statement says they are considering the interest of the stakeholders. What nonsense, guys. Employees are also stakeholders of the company. They don't even consider the interest. Done. So you see, guys, this is a major drawback, guys. When you delegate, now you see the responsibility is with whom? Robert. Robert is accountable. Get it? So this is a major drawback. So here now you're analyzing the case. You're discussing more. All right. So if you give about 2 evaluation points, should do, guys. Good 2 evaluation points, which will give you each 2 marks. All right. Another factor you can talk about is talk about the accident, guys. There was a small accident, no, guys. Yes. You should talk about that as well. That is the evaluation. That is a good analysis point. So what you can say is, guys, you could say some accidents have not been reported to the health and safety officers, and Robert is not aware of it. Now you see, this is a big drawback, guys. When you delegate some stuff, delegate some responsibilities, you're not able to cut through it, guys. Yes, you have enough of other work to focus on. You don't look into the ground situation of it. Yes. And some managers, and these managers have betrayed the trust towards Robert. Robert have trust the managers, but however it has been betrayed. All right. And moreover, the managers have not informed. Managers have not informed the owners or the CEO, which is Robert, about this issue. So which is indeed another drawback of delegation. And moreover, this resulted in loss of control of the organizational operations. All right. So this is how you conclude an answer. You don't need a conclusion for this, since it's a 10-mark answer. If you write whatever the points, guys, whatever the points, you should be able to get the 10 marks. All right. So that's about for the first question. And yes, so here is the article, guys, from MF. However, Robert has read the newspaper article. Minimum wage, yes. And there is an accident which has not been informed. All right. So you see, this is how you relate it, guys. Relate it to the case. You need to relate. A lot of application is required in your paper 3. Okay. So guys, I want you to do a quick calculation. Yes, capacity utilization. Yes. uh, so 2 marks for that. Let's see how you get that 2 marks. Formula will give you 1 mark. You simply have to write the formula, guys. Easy marks, easy marks. One answer. Even if the answer is wrong, you still get a mark for your formula. So ensure, please do write the formula. All right. I will give you a couple of minutes. Can you quickly go through table one? Can you quickly go through table one and do capacity utilization? All right, I think you guys are done with it. Okay, so here you go, guys. Just double check. So you see, guys, the equation will give you 1 marks, and the answer 83 or 83.33. I suggest you guys to go with a more, at least one decimal place, which will give you a bit of confidence. Yeah. So guys, when you write only the equation or something like this, guys, it will give you only 1 marks. You should get the right answer, include the percentage marks. Yeah, that will enable you to get 2 marks, guys. If you don't put the percentage, guys, you're showing the examiner that you don't know what capacity utilization is. All right. So without further ado, guys, I don't want to go ahead. Let's, I think you guys have we have done quite a bit today. uh, so what we'll do is, let's finish off lectures today. So I'll wait maybe 1 or 2 minutes until you guys ask me any doubts. If there are any doubts, you guys can use this chat bot and ask me out. All right. Yes, I think most of you guys got the right answer. Yes, right, right. Okay, okay, okay. Understood, understood. All right. I think one of you, somebody has sent me a message with regard to the previous question. Yes. Let me look into it. Yes. So what he says is, um, if should we give application in this area, one benefit, can we use the word mf, can we use the company name in the knowledge scheme? What I suggest is, no, try not to use it, try not to use it. All right. So what you need to do is, you need to simply give hardcore theory, guys. You need to give hardcore theory. There is no application in this area. So you need, when you're giving a benefit, guys, you have to give it in a theoretical perspective. All right. You don't need to give, you don't need to give a um, application perspective. All right. Yes, did I clear your doubt? Mm, all right, understood. Okay. So guys, that's it for today. Hopefully in the next class we will be continuing this. And later on, guys, there are a couple of things we'll be looking into future. Maybe in a day we will be trying to finish off one paper. So I will be uploading the past papers prior, so you guys will be able to read through the case. Thereon, guys, we will be skimming through the answers, guys. We will be skimming through the answers in a bullet point perspective, on a bullet point perspective. All right. So this will allow you guys to do a quick recap, because we have only 3 months remaining. So hopefully we will be able to cover a hell lot of past papers if you do a quick skim through, guys, like what we did today, but in a much quicker way. All right. So this is the plan for the revision class. This will focus more towards your writing style, because you guys are already okay with your theory. Now we will focus on your writing style, the way you write. Number two, this will focus on the way you understand your questions, the way you approach your questions. Yeah. All right, so that's it for today, and I think you guys are studying econ as well as accounts under um, some of the most renowned names in Sri Lanka, Mr. Nafiz, yeah, Nafiz, who possesses a bachelor's in economics. Yes, he is specialized in the area of economics, and he is also a leading lecturer. He is lecturing in one of the leading schools in Sri Lanka. Yes. Plus, along with his corporate experience, he should be able to blend in some of the experiences what he faced into your learning, which will make learning much more interesting. Yes, I hope you guys are going to his class as well. And I think you must be knowing Mr. Ali as well, your Ali sir. So he is also lecturing in one of the leading colleges in Sri Lanka. He do lecture for subjects such as ACC and SIMA, the financial subjects. Plus, he is a consultant analyst in where he's consulting to some of the leading companies in Sri Lanka. Where also he has consulted to some of the leading companies in Sri Lanka. So he also should be able to blend in some of the corporate experiences. Yeah, how the finance functions work in an organization, what is the actual scenario, what actually happens in an organization. All right. So these are the things, guys. So I suggest you guys to enroll to that as well. So what I can promise is, guys, we should be able to level up your grades through this revision program. So we will be able to improve your writing skill. And even if you guys have done papers, for example, maybe MF case study, if you guys have done this, guys, please do email me. Yeah. So at the end of the slide, you guys will get my email. All right. So you should be able to email to this, or in the group you might have my contact details, so which will give me about 24 hours time. I will be able to mark it out and send it back, guys. Guys, you, if you guys get an instant feedback, you should be able to uh, rectify your issues. All right, so that's it. So see you guys in the next lecture.